Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese sweets and treats. So today we're having a bit of a special episode. This is an Adzuki Pear jelly from Sakura Co. And I'm going to admit I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go because I have seen it pictured all together, but I've also seen it pictured with the upper and lower parts separated, and I'm not entirely sure what the best way to eat this is. Also, this is a little unusual in that it is actually made by a special confectionery over in Kyoto by the name of Yukio. And right from the start, you can kind of see that this is a little bit different from some of the other things we've had on the channel. You can see these beautiful leaves that have been put in the top here of this jelly. And then down in the bottom, you can see, not super great because the leaves are in the way, but there are these beans. These are the Adzuki beans. The jelly itself is infused with pear, and then down below they have these Adzuki beans. Those who have been on the channel before will probably remember that over in Asia and Japan, beans are not like a savory thing that you would put in your meal, like on a burrito. They are something sweet that you would put in a dessert. And so it's actually not unusual, and particularly in traditional Japanese sweets, to find things like anko beans or adzuki beans that have been mixed in. Sometimes they're whole after being cooked, like here in a previous treat that we had on the channel. They had actually been kind of mashed into a paste and had a similar texture to refried beans, but again, were very, very sweet. And so let's get started. Itadakimasu! All right. So it doesn't have a particularly strong scent, but it does. That is kind of normal, it seems like, with pear. Pear is kind of a delicate, scented fruit, and this does not want to pop out of its little container. Oh, I don't want to break it. Oh, I see why it was showing up in two pieces. Oh, and it plopped down, upside down. Though it kind of looks a little like leaves at the bottom of a pond, doesn't it? So I am going to flip that real quick. If it'll let me. It does taste like pear. So I'm going to start with this top piece. Oh, and the little leaves are coming out. So texture-wise, it does taste it. Texturally, it is similar to gelatin, like Jello, but a little more delicate. It falls apart a little easier, and it does taste strongly. Well, I say strongly, but pear is never a particularly strong flavor, but it is very definitively pear flavored. It's just that delicate, sweet, fruity. It is delicious. If you like pear, it absolutely captures that flavor. So now we're going to try some of the bottom with this Adzuki bean. I have to admit, I'm not sure I've had Adzuki before. I've had other types of Asian beans, like anko beans. I think those might be, don't quote me, I think they might be the most common, but let's give this a try. Okay, so this, the delicate, definitive pear flavor, that actually strongly tastes of pear. It is a strong flavor. And the beans are just really sweet. It is unusual because it definitely is that bean texture. Like the skin came off of the cooked bean, and but at the same time, it's very, very sweet. Uh, really just unusual, but tasty nonetheless. Gochisowa-sama. So to recap, we tried the Adzuki Pear Jelly, which is very, very pear flavored. It is so beautiful and so delicious. If you're a fan of pear flavors and you have the opportunity to try this, I'd highly recommend. And honestly, I think after experiencing this, I would straight up say if you have the chance to try something by the confectioner Yukio, based in Kyoto, definitely give it a shot. That was just so beautiful to look at and such a treat to get to taste. It is absolutely worthwhile. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny!